So next question is very interesting. Some people talk about the qi. So what do you think the differences between the qi of the Tai Chi and the yoga?
No difference.
No difference.
The difference is one's called prana, one's called qi.
Okay, only the name, huh?
The name, but it's really the same. The essence is the same. And we're trying to harness the prana or the qi. I'm more inclined to use the word qi because I teach Chinese people a lot, Asian people, and they understand that concept of qi, and so they really click in and understand what I'm talking about. But prana or qi is something that goes through our whole body. It's what it goes into all the organs, sends energy to the organs, sends energy to heal us, and we really just want to keep it flowing. And what happens is, when I'm teaching, this is what I teach. I teach this work with connective tissue and qi. They both work hand in hand. The connective tissue could also be called part of the nervous system. It's also connected to the connective tissue. So it's all one thing. It's flowing through the body, and it's these nerves that really, or meridians if you want to call them, nadis, all these things are what channel and give direction to the qi or the prana. And what we're trying to do in yoga and Tai Chi is connect from the fingers to the toes. Everything in between needs to be connected. And so there's certain rules that we need to have with our alignment. I've already talked about the 7 steps. So this is basically the concept of, okay, let's get the body in a position where the qi can now flow. So if I'm sitting, I make sure I have a foundation. Then I align my spine, which includes the lower dantian, the kanda, the middle dantian, third dantian, and a few more dantians in between. I create this alignment of balance. And then it's this balance that the qi now or prana can flow. The shoulders are very important. The shoulders are supported, not lifted. Just lifting the shoulders. Don't. You lift the elbows or the hands, create lightness. And so the arms are floating, but it connects and allows the alignment and qi to flow into the body. Head is the same. You balance the head so that qi can flow without hindrance. If we mess up any of those, if the shoulders are forward, then that's going to block the qi or prana. So simply if you bring the shoulder forward and then extend your fingers, it blocks. The arm doesn't even straighten because it's shortened all the connective tissue and blocked in the shoulder, so the qi blocked, the connective tissue blocked, and you get stuck. But if I bring the shoulder back, and it's only a matter of reaching the fingers, and that connection happens. So if we're looking at it, the most important place that I look at, and there's many places, but the most important place for me, so we're going to just add 2, Zong Dantian. Okay, the Zong Dantian is one where I feel is the connection. This is where the fingers, the connection tissue for the fingers comes to the Zong Dantian. And from the feet, the toes, it comes up through the body and connects to Zong Dantian. And then we just keep the alignment between those 2 places. And it's simply, if I come here and just, without doing anything, just everything's relaxed. And I get here, and now I spread and reach for toes. You can see how my body's moving. So this connection now has come up to Zong Dantian. But from the Zong Dantian, it's now connecting to my head. And my head is also extending. Okay? And the same, if I come with my fingers and reach my fingers, you can see how my legs are connecting as well. So the connective tissue is working from one end to the other. Of course, the other area we're looking at is the lower dantian or the kanda. This is the source. This is where they say all the nadis begin. But everything begins comes up, but it ultimately goes through the Zong Dantian. So the essence is in the Za Dantian, the power is in the Zong Dantian. So if we're doing Tai Chi, and it's not just moving the hands, the hands move this way, hands move that way, and we get the ball and throw the ball this way. Okay, that's one way of doing Tai Chi, just with movement, which is what a beginner learns. But in the end you learn, okay, you extend the ball, but the connection is to the feet. So now I'm pushing, and then you can feel this connection, energy going out here, but it's pushing back to my feet. So this is what we want to create with Tai Chi. The same, if we're doing yoga, we press out with our fingers, the connection comes and connects to our feet. So if I'm doing Trikonasana, which I'm going to do sitting down, but in my action of Trikonasana, the most important place I think is my fingers. Create all the energy from my fingers, make sure it goes from Zong Dantian, and when I reach my fingers away, connects to my foundation, and then I can just lower or go into whatever shape, whether it's Trikonasana or Pajvakonasana. But the work is coming from my fingers, connecting all the way through. As Tai Chi is fingers, but through the Zong Dantian, lower Dantian, ultimately to the feet. So same thing, just different shapes and slightly different methods, but the process, the action of the Qi is the same in yoga and Tai Chi.
But for beginner, how can I feel it? It's more difficult for them.
Yes. A beginner at the moment, usually a beginner is just trying to get loose in the joints, and the joints are generally, if they're blocked, you have to first open up the joints. You know, when I first learned Tai Chi, it was just, and I'd done yoga, but I was just moving my hands to this shape, to that shape. After I started developing the yoga practice, understanding the Qi, then I came back to Tai Chi and realized, oh, that's a very different thing to what I was learning. At the beginning, it changed. So it's again, a learning process of being able to go into the postures. One of the things I always talk about is that if you're in a yoga posture, the less sensations you feel, the better. Okay, so what happens when you're doing something, if you're blocked, you're going to feel the joint, the shoulder joint, and you're going to feel, oh, there's my shoulder joint. But when I'm doing it correctly, there's no sensation, it's just space. So that's what you're looking for as a beginner. You're going to be looking for openings, for space. You're sitting balance. Balance is a very good word. Balance and space is what you're looking for. And again, when I teach Trikonasana, I get people to reach their hand and actually feel from that reaching when they have the alignment how the feet ground, how you become more connected, not stronger, but more connected through all the connective tissue, which ultimately means the muscles. That everything becomes grounded and you get this feeling. So this is the way you're going to start to feel and start to understand Qi and Prana, how it's working, how you connect. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.